Now, what happens in CSS is in multiple screen size,
Mm-hmm.
the container size should be multiple. You know,
Mm-hmm.
like if the screen size is 1000 pixels, then my container is supposed to be 500 pixels. So I can get the full screen width and divide it by 2. Can we do something similar in Flutter that we get the full screen width and
Mm-hmm.
create container the half of that full screen? We do something like that?
Yeah, we can do that. There's something called, let's say, final screen width. There's something called, or we can get the information out of a media query.
Okay, that's something similar to CSS, media query.
Yeah, there is a size value, and we can ask for the width. This would take the whole width of the screen we have.
Hmm?
If we divide it by, or if we multiply it
We
by
can divide by 2, I guess.
0.5. Yeah, I was thinking that way. Maybe too complicated. And we
Okay.
can then use the screen width for example, our container.
Great. Let's see how it looks like. Great.
So it takes half the screen width to create the container.
Okay,
Oh, it's fun.
okay. It's funny because it's coming outside of this
Yeah,
container.
it's
So I
much
saw
fun.
something in that media query. Can you go back to the code?
Mm-hmm.
What is that off context? What is that doing?
This one is taking the context of our build
Mm-hmm.
method, so that it knows in what screen or what widget it is taking the context of. We need.
Okay. Build context. It's taking from its parent or from the whole program. How is
Um,
it done?
I have to think, but I think it's from the whole tree, from the widget tree.
Okay,
The
from the
build
whole.
context is like passed from the main down to each widget that builds up on that main widget.
So that's when we want the screen size and divide by 2. But can we do something like getting parents height and width and dividing it by 2? Can we do something?
Parent height and width. Usually you program the widgets that way that the parent is limiting the children's size, and the children are aligning to the given space.
Mm-hmm.
That's the idea.
What if there is one container
Mm-hmm.
like 100 by 100 pixels
Mm-hmm.
and I want to create 2 elements and they need to grow as its parent grow?
Then we have the possibility to use expanded or flexible widgets. I think you mean that.
I have no idea. Can you please explain what does expanded and flexible means?
Well, in rows or columns, when we want children to take the space which is provided by a column or by a row, then we can tell them to expand.
Okay.
So they are taking as much space as there is provided by the parent. Or we can take flexible, which is taking the children widget's actual size, if it is limited or doesn't need more space than the parent is providing, then we all only take that much space. I'm now thinking using it in stack. I'm not sure, but let's see.
Mm-hmm. What I want is what the client want is
Mm-hmm.
there should be one container and there should be one children or 2 children by the way,
Mm-hmm.
and its height should or its width should grow as the parent width grows. I don't want to define one widget width. No?
Mm-hmm.
If parent grows, like for example you are using media query here for
Mm-hmm.
its parent screen width, and I want 2 children which also should grow as its parent grow.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Well, actually, we saw it in the what was it? We saw it the moment where we actually limited the size of our stack. If we don't, for example, specify the height of the container will take the space stack provides.
Okay, it grows. So let's see.
Yeah, but I need to
Let's
put it here.
let's remove that position thing.
Yeah. So the green container should actually be as big as
The whole
stack
container. Okay, let's see.
Yeah, it is.
Green container is as big as. Okay.
Yeah, so if we align or change the size of our stack, of our parent widget, we see that even the green container is only taking as much space as the stack provides.
Okay. So, what if we define the green container? Where is green container? Okay, green container.
Yeah. We're not setting a width or height, so it asks the stack for the size.
It's taking full width, but it's inside the stack.
It's inside the stack, of course.
But I don't want a stack.
Which one do you
Do you
want?
understand what I mean? There should be one container.
Mm-hmm.
There should be two children.
Mm-hmm.
And if one children takes 100 by 100 and the whole parent is around 500, then remaining parts should be taken by another children.
Okay, yeah, then I guess column would be a nice one. Let's see when we take the column like it is. The column is limited. See it in this container. And the green container is not taking any space currently because it is not demanding some space from the column.
Yep.
So only the red container is drawn. So if we want to say, okay, the green container should take the remaining space, so we just say it can expand.
Oh, okay, that's what I was talking about. Expanded.
Yeah, I wasn't sure the way to go. So now we see first that our container, which is having a fixed space, taking the first part of the column, not the expanded one, and then the expanded allows to take the green container to take the rest of the space. Yeah.
Okay, that's what I wanted. Okay.
So yeah.
Let's do it in using media query now. I want to define its height, half of the screen.
Of which container?
Parent container.
Parent container, this one. The parent container containing the column?
No, the parent container containing the column. Yeah.
So taking this. Let's make it easier.
Is there any other way to define its define the container height and width except media query dynamically?
Yeah, there is one thing that we use sometimes. It's the double value dot infinity.
Okay, what is this now?
Actually, it behaves similar to, let's say, the media query part, but it is telling that we have infinite width. So all the containers or all the widget elements will try to take that space as much as they can.
Okay.
And they will be only limited by the hardware itself.
When do we use this particularly?
It's kind of a shortage when a short form when we just want to take as much space as there is actually needed available for the container. So we can just easily say double to infinity. But if it doesn't work, that means that the parent widget is probably not limiting the space and it could break. This is just a flaw of this double infinity and it doesn't work all the time.
Let's see how it looks.
Yeah. So now we see that we are telling the column to take infinite space. And this is only the restriction of the hardware or of the simulator in that case. So it's a short form of media query. But media query is like a fixed value fitting the screen width or screen height. So it's maybe more safe to call for that.
Okay. Nice. Now let's use media query also for height. But with double infinity is fine. For height, let's use media query. I want it to cover 80% of the screen.
80%?
Yeah, I'm too demanding.
Too demanding.
Let's see. Nice.
So it's not 100%, only 80.
Okay. So if I place that red container before this green container,
yeah,
then it'll be the same?
should be swapped.
Cool. Dang. Okay, so you were talking about something called flexible. Right now we are using expanded.
Right.
So what is the difference?
Flexible takes only as much space as its children want.
Okay.
Just a second. Mm. With expanded, we are always asking for the rest, for the remaining space. Let's try it out. Flexible is, but very similar.
Okay. What will this? I'm interested.
So now flexible.
Is it the same?
It's actually the same. Yeah.
Okay.
I think that flexible is taking the space the container wants, but the container is not limited in width or in height, so it asks for as much space as it can get, and flexible allows that. So that's why we don't see a change, and that's why maybe expanded flexible is not that much of difference. But if we would limit the container in height, let's say in height, then we see flexible is not taking the rest of the space. Expanded is behaving a little bit different. And we see, of course, our column size and the remaining space.
Okay.
Yeah. So container
But
itself.
if we don't use that flexible also, I guess it will get the same result, or?
If we would use...
if we don't use anything.
If we don't use anything, we shouldn't see anything besides a container with a height of 100.
But it doesn't have any width. It's almost same.
Yeah,
it's same.
It doesn't have a width, so the container is taking as much as it can get.
So clearly, I can't know the difference of flexible right now. Can you give some examples how the flexible works? In what case flexible works?
Yeah, let's put it into a row. I'm just thinking about an example.
Expanded is cool. It just takes whatever.
I'm
it's
just
parent.
thinking what would be the best thing. I think giving a text or getting a text with an icon. Well, I will keep that container and just create a child with a row. So let's put a basic text. This is a text. Yeah, we can take it that. Oops, I hate that sometimes. Auto completion in some way. And let's put an icon. Let's put a circle next to it. Then let's add a const modifier for the row. Yeah. And let's see what it looks like for now. Yeah, so we have, this is a text. If you would say, we expand the text, then the icon should be at the end.
Icons at the end? Okay.
Yeah.
It's taking the max position. Okay.
Right, because first the icon is drawn, which takes a certain amount of space, and then the expanded widgets are drawn. So if you would do flexible, in that case, the icon should always be close to the text. What it does. So if the text changes in its size, we can see that the button, that the circle is always along with the text. Let's add some more gibberish. Will happen then. And then we see the text is breaking.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
This is a special thing flexible and expanded allow. If we would remove it, let's see what it will behave like. It's breaking.
Yeah, it's breaking.
Because the text is longer than the width we are providing with our with our simulator. So it needs to be told that it can't go further.
Cool. Flexible and expanded.
Yeah. There's just one thing to know. Flexible and expanded are used only in rows, in columns, and in stack.
Okay. Its parent widget should be a row, column, or a stack.
Yeah.
Okay, makes sense because only those widget has multiple children.
Yeah, in that
yeah.
case, that's right.
Other have child, they have children.
Yeah.
Makes
But
sense.
you can't use, for example, flexible here. We can't use flexible or expand it here.
Yeah, of course, because its parent is container.
Right. And the container doesn't know what size it has, so it breaks now, as we can see here.
Yeah. Okay, cool. We learned a lot about positioning the widgets, flexible and expanded, and how to align the containers properly. That was cool.